Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're playing some F1 2020 My Team career mode, and we have just upgraded our car a bit. It's still one of the worst cars on the grid, but that's just in the like when you take every department and put them together. We have a very strong engine, and we're about to get some really good downforce. So I think this weekend in Silverstone we are going to have a chance. But firstly, we're gonna choose some sponsors. But before that, if you're new to the channel, please leave a sub. It helps out so much, and it helps you to know that you like my content, and it helps me know also that you like my content. So if you like racing and every racing game that you can think of, this is the place for you. As you can see, we've just put on some new sponsorships, just to change the livery just a little bit. I actually like this new Avanza sponsorship logo, so I'm gonna pick that and put it on my engine cover, because that's the place where you are most likely to see it. But yeah, we're racing on Silverstone this weekend, a very power demanding track, and as I said earlier, the car has become a very powerful car. So let's jump into the qualifying. As you can see, we're gonna choose the softer compound tires. I made a mistake this weekend. I chose I forgot to change the engine parts to the more fresh engine parts. So yeah, maybe we're gonna have a problem in the qualifying, I don't know. But going onto the qualifying now, we're going into the first corner. This is flat out, so going as fast as possible through these first two corners, totally flat out. But going through the first corner here, it's very important to hit the apex there and get a very wide entry to the next corner, because you want that good traction out of the corner. But I got some very bad traction there, and I'm down into P15, 16, 17 now, going down this first back straight, braking at the 50-meter board and turning in. You just want to hit the curb on the apex and go a bit wide on this corner here to get a very good exit out of it, just to get some better top speed through this next straight here. Going into 8th gear on this straight, you can probably go flat out through this corner. I just lifted the throttle a bit because I was a bit unsafe to whether you could go full speed or not. But after the qualifying session, I was sure that you can go full speed there. But going onto the straight now, opening DRS, going into 8th gear, just going as fast as possible. You gotta look for the 50-meter board and just brake just before it. Actually, when the curb starts, you just gonna tap the brakes and going to the corner. But here you can just you can actually go a bit deep into that corner and not lose that much time, because you can cut the next corner a bit. But going over the finish line now, where do we finish? It's P15. That's actually one of the best qualifying sessions we have had so far. We are faster in the race, but yeah, it's a pretty good qualifying. Last race we had a bit better qualifying, but yeah, this is pretty good. But as you can see, we're gonna choose the softer compound strategy. It's 4 seconds faster, and jumping into the race now, there's 4 red lights, and we are off. We get off to a pretty good start, but Kvyat and Räikkönen in front had a bit better start. But in the first corner, we go around the outside of both of them, and the car of Ocon as well, as we dive up the inside of Norris into the third corner, I think it is. And we're already into P9, so we're right behind Sainz and Leclerc, as in the last race where we battled them in Austria. So let's see what we can do in Silverstone. It's a powerful track as well, so let's see what we can do here. Cutting on later to the same lap when you go onto the back straight now, lining up a move for Sainz ahead, using the ERS system and the slipstream to pull our way up into his gearbox, as our DRS is failing, as you can see on the bottom left. So luckily we overtook him before the DRS zone, so maybe we can pull out a gap to him before the DRS comes, because yeah, we can't open that DRS as of now. But cutting on later to lap 7 now, nothing happened until this lap. Leclerc has pulled a gap on 3.8 seconds ahead, so he's a bit faster than me this race. So let's see what we can do when Sainz now is right behind us in our slipstream, going down into the last section. Now he's pulling his way up right beside us, trying to go around the outside of us. We just hang it around the inside here, but he's still on our outside now, which is turning to the inside into the last chicane now, diving up my inside, and we just held it around the outside, and that is still P8 for us. It's a very good position to be in P8 as of now, because it's some very good points for us, and we need all the points we can get in this season to get some more money into the next season. So going on to lap 8 now, he's right behind us. He's trying to overtake us around the outside, going into the last this fast corner now, but he just slipped through, and we're into P9 now. But he can still make a mistake going onto the final straight now. We go into rich mix just to stay with him and maybe overtake him onto this back straight. We are in his slipstream in the 1 second gap, and we are in rich mix and ERS system, and we just fly right past him. So that is P8 for us again now. Can we make it stick? And yes, we can. So P8 on lap 8, that is pretty good. But cutting on to lap 10 now, he is right behind us, and our engine is starting to wear off quite a bit. So we're losing a bit of top speed. As you can see there, we are on 65% as Sainz is trying to overtake us around the outside, and he dives into the pit, so he's trying to make the undercut on us. So we have to push as much as we can this lap. But as you can see, the MGUH and the transmission is going off a bit. It's yeah, it's just wearing out. We're losing a bit of acceleration and top speed because of that. And as you can see, Ocon in the Renault behind us is catching up to us. So we have to push as much as possible before we go into the pits this lap. And as you can see, going onto the straight now, he's actually only 3/10 behind us. But cutting on later to that lap, we dive into the pit, and we just slows down the car just enough to not getting a penalty. But going into the pits now, how fast can my pit crew change the tires? That is 2.7 seconds. So that isn't as fast as I wanted, but it's okay. But going out of the pits now, you can see that Sainz has just overtaken us. So his undercut has worked on us. But now we have to push. We have to push as much as possible, because if we finish where we are now, we are only getting around 2 points. So cutting on later to lap 18 now, we're right behind him. We're going fastest personal in sector 1 and 2 on these fresher come down tires. So we are right behind him, going into the last chicane now, braking a bit later than him, and are right up his gearbox going into the last corner, but we just didn't get him. Cutting on to lap 19 now, we go personal fastest in sector 1 now, as we are in the DRS zone on the back straight, going into the slipstream now and opening ERS system, diving up the inside of him, and we just overtake him up the inside, and that is a P8 for us again. So in P8 now, we have 2 points, I think it is, you get in P8, so that is some very good championship points. But it isn't over yet. My engine is wearing out, and yeah, maybe I don't even think we can go to the end, but we have to engine manage. We can't just run in rich mix as even though we have extra fuel, if we have extra fuel, but as of now we don't have any extra fuel. So we just have to save fuel and save the engine as much as possible. And as you can see, I go into lean mix now, as Norris is catching us and actually diving up the inside of this fast right hander. We go side by side through the corner. I'm around the outside, he's on the inside now, but my outside turns to the inside into the last chicane, and we just dive up the inside, and that is P8 for us again. So fighting for just the last points that we can get in this race. Albon ahead is way too far out as we go into the first corner. Now he dives on the inside and goes side by side through the first corner and the second corner as well, as we just squeezes him out and just keeps the the position, going on to the 5th last lap of the race. So as Norris and I are battling, Sainz and Force India has caught up to us. So we just have to watch out in the next few laps, because Sainz and the Force India looks very strong. And as you can see, cutting on later to the next lap, Norris is timing up the inside of us, just going into the fast right-hander. We go side by side through this right-hander, going down into the Meggans and Beckons, and we go still side by side, but I just let him through to get the better slipstream onto the back straight, and we go into the slipstream and opening DRS while we're in rich mix and the ERS system is open, and we just get the position done, and we are still into P8 now. So fighting for our lives here. We have no fuel. We have my engine is wearing out too much, almost blowing up the engine as of now, and yeah, I don't even think we can survive maybe. So going on to lap 23 now out of 26, he goes around the outside of me, but we just made a stick as we dive up the inside of the first corner, and yeah, we just save it, but we lock up our inside tires and he goes up our inside, which turns to the outside now, so we just keep the position. And cutting on to the next corner, we go on to the straight now, and Norris is in our slipstream. He tries to go around the outside of us, but we just made it stick up the inside and kept the position. And cutting on to lap 24 now, the next lap, he tries to dive up the inside of the fast right-hander as our engine is wearing out, but he just missed his braking point and he lost 2 positions there. But Stroll is up next, and he's trying to overtake us. He's under 1/10 behind us as he tries to overtake me up the inside there, as it just squeezes him out. But cutting on to lap 25 now, he's still right behind us. There's 2 laps left of the race, and he's in our slipstream. He gets a better exit, and he just flies up the inside. But we go up the inside of this corner. We just lock up our inside tires, and we are still in P8. So very close battling at the moment, as I still have to save tires and fuel and engine. As he dive up the inside, he gives me no chill. As we go through the last section now, I get a bit of oversteer and he dives up the inside of the last corner, but we just made a mistake. But it's the final lap now, going on to the first back straight here. He has the DRS system open behind us. We use we're in the standard mix because I think we just can save the position, but we tangle together and we just lose a bit of thundering. So we have less downforce for the end of that lap, and as you can see, going on to the back straight now, we use all our ERS and our fuel. We minus fuel in the last sector of the race. We go free right into the first corner. We tap him a bit and lose a bit of front wing, and he goes through. So we're into P9 now. We try to just stay with him into the last few corners, but we can't, and we go over the finish line in P9. So a very intense race. We almost got the P8, but yeah, we just got some front wing damage in the second sector of the last lap, and that resulted in us losing the position. So going P9 now in this race, Lance Stroll ahead, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. If you're still here, please leave us up, it helps out so much. And as you can see, I'm at the 11th episode, so there's a lot coming out soon. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.